how this is going on, or else I'm going to completely kill my computer. Yay!
Oh wow, gosh, don't do that.
There we go. My frames per second just shot up significantly. Woo! Okay, hi everybody.
Yeah, be glad that we didn't have to have Imperium Tech just come along to your house and probably obliterate it from existence.
We'd fix it. We'd fix it good.
Yep, I'm good at the fix sense.
We'd fix it good, you know. As the whole thing explodes in a billion pieces.
Pretty much. That's how it typically goes with me.
Fixing, see?
I say fixed, you know.
Hey, guys. Since we're doing funny voices...
I'm not good at funny voices, but my voice is told is pretty hilarious as it is, so, you know. Very whisper list.
I do not think of a reason why that would be the case.
Okay.
It's an inimitable voice.
Inevitable is hiding the shit to ya!
Oh, we're going back to this.
Go back to Schnitzel.
Please
So,
stop.
Danton, don't think I didn't notice you posting great balls of fire in the chat earlier.
You're welcome.
No! No, I cannot believe that's the name of a wrestling pay-per-view. That's actually going to happen in WWE. That is the worst.
I was actually more in reference to the song, really. But
Yeah, I was going for
I know it's a reference to the song, but Great Balls of Fire! What kind of a title is in general, even for a song?
Popular one that became famous for several years.
Sadly, yes.
It's a stupid title, and also it's a song from the 50s. How good could it possibly be?
Hi,
people
Icy
still-
Pal.
People are still singing it now.
hi, Icy Pal.
Hello, Icy
Hopefully to
Pal.
see you, Icy Pal.
I don't want to watch a wrestling pay-per-view named Great Balls of Fire, reminding me how stupid wrestling is, and I should not be watching it.
Don't watch it. Is a simple solution to that.
Well,
Wait,
I think it's...
in the first place.
You poor innocent fool.
Well, I can turn things off at a moment's notice. I don't really care that much.
Look,
I'd like to see him do that to Persona after he gets like 10 hours.
I love the hell out of Dragon Age, Dragon Ball Z, and quite a few other games, and I'll still go, okay, and turn them off on an instant's notice.
You do not know addiction until you have met Persona.
yeah, he knows nothing. He thinks he knows things, but he knows nothing.
It's just like Persona is... Okay, have you ever played like a Pokemon game?
Yes.
It's like that times 10.
Okay, I still turned it off bang eyelid on it.
Honestly, it doesn't even compare with a Pokemon game. It's like a million different things, and Pokemon too.
Anyway, we should probably get on with the introductions, don't you
Oh,
think?
and by the way,
Yes.
By the way, Ross, you will be happy to know that I both have Mab and Titania as personas as we speak.
Did you get Oberon?
Not yet, honestly, but as soon as I noticed that we had Queen Mab and Titania in this game, I thought, God damn it, Ross, this is your favorite game, isn't it?
Fun fact, during every Persona game, in fact during every Shin Megami Tensei game.
You know, one thing that I can appreciate about this series is the level of detail and research that went into the background of each personas, because they're all based interesting and pre-existing folklores from all over the world, including really obscure ones. I was not expecting Sri Lanka to be mentioned there, but that's interesting to me.
They do their research.
Yeah, I wish they would spend some of that quality time in making an actually decent story.
You just want everything, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, now it's my fault.
Yes.
You know what pisses me off? It's clear
Everything,
to me.
apparently.
It is clear to me that they also think that they are so good they should not be criticized, because there is this one character in the game who's supposed to be a pompous film critic, and it's the most stereotypical, idiotic, ignorant, quite frankly, depiction of a film critic you could possibly have, and it's clearly there because they. And it's clearly there. It's clearly there because they think they are so better, and the critics don't understand anything. And it's yada yada yada. I've seen it a million times.
Okay, so for those that are joining us for the first time, you're either watching it on twitch.tv/fanboyfairies, where we stream it live. On Saturday nights around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 1:30 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. If you're in the other sections of not America.
Yes.
You mean Saudi Arabia?
Yes. Sure, why not?
Yeah, pick a location.
And if you are not watching it live, which is the most likely scenario, then you are watching it on either my channel, Fanboy Fairies, or on Madhog Thy Master's channel, Madhog Thy Master. Where both streams are becoming more or less identical anymore, so just watch whoever suits your fancy, I suppose.
I might restart editing the audio for future streams.
After he frees himself out of the Persona hole.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, I didn't have the time for much of anything else.
I bet you've grown a beard in that time again.
My beard never went away. I just trimmed it, so it's kind of redundant.
So you're like Merlin right now, then, from Sword in the Stone.
Oh, if only. I wish my beard could grow that long.
Fantastic beard.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Yes, a fantastic beard that had all of our players in it.
Totally.
Interesting segue.
Would not surprise me if it did, actually.
Coming out of the beard first is Demonox as Demona.
Yours.
Second is Madhog by Master as Many Times.
Hey, Chico.
Next up is Frank Sloan, played by Danton Stormkeeper.
I was about to say, wait, next up is Frank Sloan, who's playing Danton.
I said Frank Sloan, played by Frank Sloan.
You rag.
You played yourself.
Yes.
Yes, I play myself.
And the least interesting person to bark on is Chloe, I guess. Anyway, and onwards to the DM, Ross Fairies.
Who is always the DM of Beachside. This
And
will never change.
Yes, it never changes. Just like Riley Bot will never change.
Apparently. Okay, so
he's still not around, and Mati Mali is still waiting for his moment to come out from behind the curtain.
That all depends on you guys, man. I mean, I literally was like, hey, this is how you progress the chapter, and you guys are like, nah, I don't know. So basically, you guys are to blame for Mati not coming back now.
Well, we're very sorry, but there's like hundreds of thousands of things to be done.
Anyway, before we get started in earnest, I do want to inflict one thing on everyone. This is how not to draw anatomy.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
Okay, so I will share it with you guys. So this is just something that I came across, and you should be aware of it.
Do we have to be aware of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Make you aware of it.
Why do you want us to be aware of this?
Because it's health and safety.
Because so you can make sure that if you're an artist, you cannot do the same, or do not do the same. Or do not crime against nature.
Crime against nature.
The same.
Take a good look at this thing. just take it in.
What the hell is going on with her body?
Just take this in.
I think the guy was going for the lower half being much closer than the upper half, but unfortunately, due to the perspective he came up with, his idea of anatomy has this woman's legs at about 4 feet wide and several.
Well, people complain about Rob Liefeld.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna actually say this. It looks like as if while jumping, her spine detached the lower half of her body, and it ejected her upper torso away from the lower half.
It's saving itself. It's decided I must save my upper half of my body from this event, so I will save it.
It looks like the hentai spin to that ass coming to life story told by Peter Weller in The Naked Lunch.
And starring Nicolas Cage as the ass.
No, Nicolas Cage is the bear that punches the ass.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
You see how bad this artwork is?
It
The stuff
pretty
inside
bad.
the manga is actually worse.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me in the slightest, to be honest.
You know, it's Eiken we're talking about. It's
Yeah,
not
the base, Eiken.
exactly
It's
Eiken.
it's not
Exactly a benchmark of quality. I mean,
Isn't
Literally
but this is, like,
only takes-
embarrassing.
look, it's Eiken. Have you seen the proportions in Eiken?
I have.
Well, of course you have.
Well, I think it's very infamous for the proportions.
Yes,
For better and for worse.
but basically it comes down to
Eiken represents a good, valid reason to erase Japan from the map. If you want to go, I mean, apparently all you need to do to be successful as a manga artist is to draw gigantic body parts.
That's about
That's
it.
That's
Because
about it.
like he can't draw with like anything. Maybe he's gotten better since this came out in like the very early 2000s, but I don't think so.
Isn't
I don't
it
think he
still
made
ongoing?
anything after this. No.
Oh,
God,
God.
no.
Therefore, I can stop.
God no.
Thank
gonna-
God, no.
It's one of those things I dread that I have to do on Fanservice Fiesta because I own this manga. I own like 13 volumes of it.
Oh!
Yeah,
You can't
Ross.
complain.
Ross, you reap what you sow.
Well, basically, it's one of those
clever.
things I was like, oh, they have this in a brick for a very small price.
Now you know why.
I was like, I was like,
price for a lot.
I know that this is going to be the worst, but hopefully it will be good review material.
You're on your own.
Yep, you're on your own, Ross.
You dig your own grave.
Thanks, guys. I'm such great friends.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
You know, friends are. There is a limit to friendship.
Friends don't let friends Eiken.
Also,
least
you,
not with
also the last person you would want there would be a shy person who kind of stutters and be bashful about seeing such things.
No, the last person you would want there. The last person you would want there is somebody who's quick to anger and would just burn a house down.
Yeah, that's the absolute last person I would want there.
That in terms of how much he hates everything that thing represents.
Yes,
No.
okay, so I think it's about time to get to the game. I know I sidetracked it at that
I
time,
mean,
but when
if Persona 5 riles me up,
I can coach you
Remember,
into
don't-
fucking many times.
Remember, kids, never icon in groups. G.I. Joe!
Oh god.
That
That way people would know that you Eiken, and you do not want people to
Are you
know
su-
that you
Won't you
Eiken.
Viking?
you are
There's no going
giving
back.
me so many suggestions for a title, you guys.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. G.I.
Never
Joe shakes
Eiken.
his head. G.I. Joe, Optimus Prime, and Twilight Sparkle all shake their heads at us.
Don't,
Anyway.
kids, don't Icon. Stay in school.
Don't
Wait, hold
Don't
on. Icon
Eiken,
takes place.
kids.
Wait,
Don't
Icon
Eiken
takes place in
kids
a
stay in
school. No. Icon
And
takes place in a school.
It's
Oh.
a terrible school, but you know.
So
anyway.
don't go to school, kids.
Don't go to that school.
Like,
Wait,
remember,
don't go to
flat
that
chests are the way to go.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, anyway,
Okay.
We have a fair few things to do.
Do we though? Do
Yes.
okay,
we?
so anyway, we're at the start of September. So there are some notable things that occur here. First of all, your bloody radio station is finally finished.
Yay!
Hey, yeah, that's fine.
Now we have to name it.
Of course you do.
Techno
radio-
side.
Radio Friend?
Radio
Radio FF?
Fairly Odd Radio?
Oh God.
Radio.
RFA? Radio Fairy Waves? I mean, Airwaves?
Sounds like an airline.
Okay, how about Titania Radio, except everybody calls it with an abbreviation, so it becomes Tits Radio?
I wonder when that joke's up here. Oh, yeah.
We've talked about Eiken for 15 minutes. This is the quality, this is the level, this is the bar. Somebody called James Cameron, we need to raise that bar.
I see Paul recommends Fairy Shack.
Very.
That sounds awful!
Well, accept it.
No!
We'll put a thing at the end of the thing. See if by next week, see if we will come up with a name for it.
Alright, then we'll have. But, oh wait, don't we have to hire people for the radio station?
Yeah, but that's
Remember,
actually
I'm
working,
going-
people.
I'm automating things like that, unless you really want to micromanage it.
No.
Because I'm
No.
automating the churching, I'm automating the radio station and things like that, because you guys didn't seem to really enjoy that sort of thing. So
You could let Frank Sloan become a radio host. He's going to
No, thank you.
he's going to run the Adventure Hour.
Adventure.
goodness.
Hey there, fellow adventurers! Time to solve the puzzle of the week. How do we get past the ugly, beefy bodyguard to enter the nightclub? Solution: it involves a chainsaw, lettuce, mayonnaise, and for some reason a raw fish.
I actually did that, actually, but it was with different items. I did it with a mustard packet and floor waxer.
Awesome. This is why you need to have your own radio show.
Anyway, so what other news do we have, Ross? Or is that the only
Okay,
news
so
that we
the
have?
other thing is that Cindy has recovered.
Yay! That means we can talk to her.
Hey, well, one of us can.
Hey.
It's optional for everyone else.
Is she still bedridden, or is she just like? Is
she
she just awake?
has recovered.
So
On her
she's
feet.
walking around.
Yes,
All right.
she is fully functional.
As much as
functional
Riley Bot
person.
is functional.
And
Yeah, probably more functional.
yes, very functional. Okay.
Okay, stop saying functional. You made it weird.
Oh God. Oh God.
So, is there any other news, or is those the only two news that came out then?
And finally, you hear word of people within the church trying to work on something to make navigating the Cathedral of Chaos easier for you guys, considering it's, you know, kind of inconvenient for them when they have no idea where the hell they're going, and they're
Please
trying to
deliver.
get to like the large altar or something.
Please,
God,
please
so
deliver this package to the large altar. Right.
Or, you know, imagine trying to get to one of those wrestling events.
Hey, it's a wrestling event. Great.
Speaking of which, we're waiting for the epic rematch between
Keep waiting.
Triple D, the Mona, and the what was it again? The electrifying diva,
The Electric Diva.
the most electrifying diva in sports entertainment.
Oh boy.
So, and finally,
Yeah.
and this is a thing. This
thing?
is something that could that Frank could go for. First of all,
Alright.
though, if you want to do any type of interrogation of Cindy, please get that out of the way first. Your character may just be tied up for the rest of the week.
All right.
Well, I was thinking we introduce Frank to Warren this week, but yeah, at the start of the week anyway.
Unless you wanted to save that for another week. It's all up to you.
I'm just trying to think what I could ask Cindy, because she's not really been up and about for the whole incident.
Correct. She's kind of has some catching up to do.
Just a bit.
So I'll probably leave her for a week.
Okay, so you are going about doing your typical investigation / stealing random things to throw in your bag.
Yes, definitely.
This time you found an eggcorn. You thought this might be helpful at some point.
A what?
Eggcorn.
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 Is it just me, or is
No, everyone's
everybody
gonna-
echoing?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I
you
noticed
found
that
a
too.
Yeah, you found an eggcorn. Oh my god, they're everywhere. It's announcement. Welcome to eggcorn stealing.
This was a epic thing. Apparently, this one acorn.
This eggcorn demanded
That
stuff.
it be picked up, yes. However, as you're doing this, a man approaches you, a man that you have never seen before.
Stranger danger.
Pretty much. Hold on, let me bring up the
Stranger danger. Run away.
image for the stream, of course, and for well, and since Danton's been watching off and going, Danton knows who this is, but
Frank doesn't.
Frank does not. Anyway, so I will give you an image in a second.
Is this the man in the purple suit?
It is.
Oh, if you read my story, then he passed him in the street and gave him a...
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know you were referring specifically to him, so that's good.
I
Okay.
thought it was like a... It was a good, like, short scene with him, but I thought the purple suit kind of gave it away.
Gotcha.
You know what's good about canon?
What's that?
Yes.
That
Fires very well.
No, actually knowing what the canon is, because if there is not a publicly available story that's supposed to relate to this, that's canon. That's going to be a bit difficult, to canonize it.
Yeah, he does make something of a point. You did share your backstory with me, but again, I'm the only one that's read it.
Yeah.
So, we may have to somehow make that available for the
That's nice.
audience at home. I don't know how to do that, but we will figure that out. Anyway, you see this man who looks familiar to you. You've run across him briefly. And he just, stops in front of you this time. You're not too far from the cathedral, but you're far enough.
You disappeared down an alley before I could even talk to you. What was that warning about?
You seem to
Canon.
be getting yourself involved in something that, well, how do I put it? Something that humans don't have much of a stake in.
And that would be...
I am totally looking down on you.
Like,
Don't sound
what
lovely.
do you hope to gain? I'm rather curious. Are you some kind of truth seeker? Or are you just simply here for your own self-satisfaction?
To be honest, it started out as being a truth seeker, and now it's just curiosity. I just want to know what is going on, and why this world is changing in such a manner.
My question is, would you have the strength or luck to survive it? I do not know if your newfound companions have told you where the path leads, but if you are not aware, they will be challenging the very fundamental beings that hold this world together.
The
Yes.
librarians?
The guys in the velvet room.
Oh no. For once. No.
At some point you will have to explain to me what's the deal with the velvet room and Igor, but that time is not now.
Correct. Okay, so anyway, so he just simply says, well, the stated goal is to liberate a group of fairies from hell.
Now you're speaking in gibberish.
And to do so, they will have to challenge God himself.
And
please.
Satan.
And
Oh,
Satan,
please.
of course.
They don't exist. If they do exist, they're just normal people with a bit more knowledge than the rest of us.
Oh my god. It's a
He just simply just is
I
taken
deny
aback
all
by
gods.
the statement.
It's a super. It's not.
He
It's
doesn't
not
believe in gods.
It's a super. It's a super atheist in a world in which gods exist. Amazing, amazing.
Oh my God,
I love that. I love that trope.
Oh god.
There's a thing of the god. Standing next to you.
If gods don't exist, and if they did, they wouldn't be watching us lumber about through life.
Or without eating popcorn, you mean?
He just is scratching his head. Then
You know, this might end like the premise for the saga of Tanya the Evil.
oh god, no. Please no.
At
You
this
gotta
rate,
kill him.
Like, well, Mr. Sloan, I am quite taken aback by your insistence that there are no beings that are godlike when you have literally seen magic unfold before your eyes and many events that can't be explained by your human sciences.
Not magic. It's just a different version of science. You just have a different way of thinking and knowledge that rest of us don't have just yet.
if it makes what you say makes sense in a way, because if you're a religious man, a particularly religious man, you view science as magic. So basically,
It's not. The opposite is true.
So Frank is this.
Anyway, you have me at a disadvantage. You know my name. I don't know yours.
I'm simply someone unimportant.
Mr. Not Important, we call him.
However, if you... I'm simply confused by your stakesing all of this. I mean, is this something that you're planning on seeing to the end, or once your curiosity is somehow sated, will you just move along?
Look, it started with an old man coming to me, asking me to investigate some gems and a group of misfits. And now that I've come down this far down this path, I will continue until I'm satisfied with the results that I hope to get, and I won't know until I try.
Well, if you're going to survive to see the truth that you seek, then you're going to require my help.
Oh.
Ooh.
So what are you proposing then, Mr. Unimportant?
It's Mr. Not Important, thank you very much.
Well, I know that you have a little item that you carry with you that grants you some abilities beyond what a rank and file man could do. What you also don't know is that you have a small tinge of magical talent within you as well. Nothing to the extent of a full fairy, but something that I could work with. Also, your rudimentary skill in martial arts is woefully inadequate for the tasks ahead of you. I propose that you spend a week training with me, and I'll show you how to make better use of your talents.
Oh.
Let me show you the world.
Raise your arm.
I do warn you, though, my training can be a little... He just snickers to himself. Intense.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Don't drop
Let's go training with a complete stranger that's acting like the most suspicious person in the world. What could possibly go wrong?
I imagine Frank's just doing
what
this.
is your stakes in all this then? What do you hope to gain by helping me?
Oh, I simply serve another. And that other person does have a vested interest in how the events ahead play out. So, while I personally do not care very much, the whims of the one that I serve, quite a bit different. So here I am.
Ross,
Yes?
did you base this character off of Xelos from the Slayers?
No, I did not.
Because it's starting to sound very similar at this point.
Minus 2 points for Manny.
That'd be silly.
But at least if I did it, it's definitely not intentional.
It shows.
So, what do you say, Mr. Sloan?
He just looks up and down him to, like, study whether he's pretty much above board or not.
You're on the right.
And
What?
then... What?
Above board?
It's
Basically on the level.
On the level. Are you trustworthy? Are you going to... Are you just only turn around and stab me in the back? Yo, on the level. Not particularly too badly shady.
To be fair, my training helped your newfound companions quite a bit, although I do not know if they would give me any thanks for it.
I wouldn't
Wow,
exactly...
okay.
I'm still finding whether I can trust them or not, especially since I'm kind of stuck in the middle, but as of right now, your offer is enticing enough, so I will entertain this proposal and actually say, yes, I will accept your training.
Well, you certainly are more whimsical than most of the fairies I know. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Everything. Well, less whimsical than you are.
I'm quirky. Yee!
I'll take that as a compliment, Mr. Not So Important.
Yes, that'll do.
His canon name keeps changing. It should be. It
Mr.
should
Important
be.
Not So.
It should be a running gag.
Mr. Mid-Boss.
Anyway, we will seclude ourselves in the forest outside of Alfheim to ensure that no one innocent is hurt.
Okay.
It's like a DBZ.
Show me your power now!
All sorts of alarm bells should be going off in your head.
Yes, come with me, mister, into a nice, dark, secluded place where I can teach you how to do stuff.
It is.
I'm
it is
trustworthy now.
Yes, it is. It is. Hold on a minute, Link.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Alone, Albert. Here, take this.
Alright, so you find yourself in the forest and subsequently in a world of pain afterwards.
But that didn't take long.
But
He's not just suffering, he's whimsically suffering.
Whimsical pain.
Yes, he's frolicking while bleeding profusely.
That's amazing.
He's rolling on the ground in pain as a childlike nature to it. It's like a puppy.
Quick,
A wounded puppy.
Quick, use the fluffy pink handcuffs and handcuff him to a tree and then put fake vomit in his mouth.
And suddenly Martin Kirby music plays.
So, you, during this week of training, you are pushed to your absolute limit. Beyond that, you notice that he wasn't incorrect about your, innate, gift. Upon some investigation, you find that you have the innate ability. This is without the use of your tool.
All right.
To drain energy from living creatures.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's a rather dark trick.
However,
You burst in flames
it
of sunlight?
seems to be related to some kind of curse.
Oh.
So
Beware of
this
mirrors.
could be dangerous to using massive and terribly often. So he coyly recommends that you keep it to a minimum.
He whimsically recommends.
So is this like the battle of whimsy between these two?
Whimsy battle.
It's a whimsy off.
In addition, he also, this harsh training awakens you to your ultimate skill.
Hey. That's a
Oh,
fast question for you, isn't it?
So he gets a last resort skill.
Yep.
Yes. So it functions like everyone else's ultimate skill, where basically you lose the ability to use any type of magical power, including the ones built into your device.
It's called Runaway.
To activate this ability. So,
Alright.
in this particular case, you're more or less depowering your item for the day to do this.
All right.
And what is if you succeed on a attack against your target while using the skill, you will dispel any ongoing magical abilities.
All right.
Cool. So essentially, it takes out all magical abilities.
Correct.
Of a single target or
Of
a whole
single
group of.
target. And you
I
have
say
to
it's usable
succeed
in
on a melee attack, which is good for you because you get plus 10 to your attack and defense from your vicious beating.
Freaking heck, really?
Nice.
How much did I get again? I was a bit busy typing up
10,
that
10.
spell.
10 to both melee attack and defense.
You're now
What?
at 10-10.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was thorough since he didn't have to worry so much about training your magical talents.
Ah, we had to learn magic. You didn't.
Yeah. That's both good and
We had to
bad.
learn magic. You know, it's a lot of we had 10 times as many study books as you.
Chloe read them all, except
Yes, she
except all those were like punches to the face.
I'm starting to feel like Gohan when Piccolo just went dodge.
Basically, that's more or less what your week was like.
Dodge!
Falls over. Dunk.
I can imagine it now. You know, at one point he goes like, "I'm bored, Mr. Sloan. Run away from this dinosaur I just made appear out of nowhere."
Basically.
I was
Okay,
gonna say
so-
that I wrestle a bear at the end of the week.
So after the week is concluded, you are left in a quasi broken heap on the ground, and he just snickers and says, I hope you found my training regiment agreeable."
He just puts his thumb up like from the ground, like.
He's okay.
I just imagine he's blubbering. I art thou, thou art I.
I'm Tom Thumb. Have you seen my mummy?
I must say, you're quite resilient for a human. I wonder if your pluck will see you through.
For my sake, I hope so.
Well then, I have done all that I can for you.
Thank you, Mr. Unimportant.
Yes.
Not important.
Not so important.
We're going. Okay, you and Manny are going to have an argument about this guy's name. I can feel it. I am for
Okay,
sure.
I
am
just said I can
predicting
see his parachute. He's okay.
I see the parachute. I see the parachute. He's okay.
it. Okay.
So I was thinking of
okay.
very old Simpson episode.
Okay, so he's
Look,
almost
he's
dead.
okay.
He's almost dead, but since this episode is edited by four kids, he's going to He's going to jump. He's going to jump whimsically out of the woods while a certain Finnish song plays in his mind.
Oh man. Anyway.
It's so whimsical, you guys, for kids.
Okay, so a week later, Frank Stone will rejoin the rest of the group. In the meantime, you have both Cindy and the radio station to get acclimated, because even though you're not staffing it, you still have to kind of decide how it's going to work.
All right. Okay. So, does this take a week for us to do as well, or is it?
Yes, basically because they're going to when they're starting to get the programming regiment up, you know, they're going to be working with Chloe and Damona very closely as to, you know, what types of songs should be
essentially it's
played.
a startup game past any startup hiccups and such.
You know, what time should be devoted to religious things, etc. You know, making sure that the message is on point when, you know, when they have any of the DJs talking about religious things.
Essentially, we'll set everything up.
So even though you're not micromanaging it as a character, you still have to be involved in setting it up.
Right.
Yeah, you know, we need to decide as... Well, yeah, you know, we need to decide a slot for the Doctor Who audio dramas.
That wouldn't be a thing in the US, would it?
Nope.
Nope.
Doctor Who didn't take off here until maybe like 5 years ago.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, we need to decide a slot for 1940s radio dramas of cowboys versus Indians.
No. I thought they were like the good detective novels at that point.
Ooh, those would be kind of cool, like The Shadow.
Yes, I'd love.
Disclaimer: there's not the Mona running around killing
I'd
people.
love a radio adaptation of Dick Tracy.
We could also have adverts with Shadow de Mama fries.
Oh God.
Wait. The only fries that kill you when you sleep.
I just thought of one thing. An audio drama.
They kill your hunger.
I thought maybe we could have an audio drama of the man they call Flintstone.
Or the Phantom.
We could have an audio drama about the story of Beachside so far, narrated with this voice. So, last time on Beachside.
Oh God, the stereotypical like 40s radio announcer voice.
Didn't do the same sort of voice in Cora.
We should hire the voiceover guy from the Dukes of Hazzard. Well, looks like Manny and the fairies are at it again. How are they get out of trouble this time?
Oh man.
So many possibilities for comedy.
Yes.
Indeed. And of course, for this week, Manny will be spending it with his wife.
He's got stuff to discuss.
Yes, he has things.
Yeah, there's a lot to work through there.
That just made me think of Lost in Space with the "I love you, wife."
I love
you. Okay, so we're gonna begin with this.
Okay, at some point, I'm sure at some point this campaign will start. I mean,
so basically it's up to you guys whether you really want to roleplay or not. Basically, as far as things that you would want to specifically have done in the church, you can always just send them to me. For the radio station, I should say, you can always just send them to me after the campaign, so we don't waste unnecessary time with that.
Right.
If anything is in particular were coming to mind, otherwise I'll just have, basically you hashed out with them and, it's done. As far as Manny, again, you are completely free and open to roleplay this if you want, or if you want to skip over the role-playing part of this, we can do that too. Basically, you spend the week getting Cindy back up to speed with everything that has occurred in her absence.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in a rare good mood, so I'm going to skip the role-playing.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't. I've had so many scenes with Cindy, and
It's just you don't want to go over the bad news with her in person, isn't it?
And no, I mean, and just I've run out of stuff to do with wife and child at this point.
Well, except
That's fine. I'm not. This is there as a plot device and character development tool for you, but it's not necessarily something that you have to.
Which is terrible. Come to think of it,
we are playing a game. Everything like that has a purpose.
yes.
For the sake of the narrative, and that's its purpose at this point.
So let me get this straight. So Manny has caught Cindy up on what has happened. Honestly,
Yes.
Yes, told her the
Alright.
flat honest truth.
right then.
After
So
all
if-
that's happened, it would be kind of, and everyone that's going to be surrounding her would not behoove him to lie in basically any fashion.
He may
Yeah,
find himself in trouble.
It might be
Especially when
really
you're
impossible.
talking about the with a investigator that you aren't completely trusting of, and a rival fairy queen about. Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about. Chloe trusts Frank implicitly because he's a nice guy.
oh my
Chloe
God,
does.
Chloe! You know, you would trust Light Yagami implicitly because he seems like a nice guy.
Probably.
As he
Then you
eat-
get to.
as
He was
he
like,
eats
"Hey,
his
that's a
chips.
cool notebook you have there. Yeah, sure. Why don't you write your name in it?
You
Okay."
know, there are a lot of moments in Persona 5 that seems direct references to Death Note, including the ways a couple of people might or might not die.
Oh, great.
I take a chip and eat it.
Yeah,
nom, nom.
you know the writing is bad when it's on that level.
Yep.
Anyway,
I'm
so
not sure about this.
okay, so anyways, we have now concluded our week
Hey.
of stuff. So that brings us to the week of September 7th.
Last
Hey.
week,
Or-
Beachside.
Or, as it's
Yeah.
more well known, the week of September 11th.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, this is the alternative canon. Will you be including that in this canon, or?
That is a good question. So, I'm going to lay out
No,
what's been
we
going
kind
on
of-
behind the
we kind
scenes
of-
for this.
We kind
So-
of already did. Wait, I stopped right there. We did an allegory for 9/11 already, so I think having actually literally 9/11 here would be redundant. And
Well, here's what it is. So I've been secretly keeping track of the spread of fairy kind.
All right.
Cool.
So what this is done is, for an event like this, if there happen to be fairies on the flight, there's a much lesser chance of the hijacking going off without a hitch.
True, because it's very hard to go. I'm going to hijack with the ferry, just like make the guns disappear
When
from your hand.
with even the rank and file fairies having the glamour and glib abilities.
It makes it. Yeah, you can actually say they would make very good air marshals.
So what's going to happen is, based on the amount of fairy kind, I'm going to roll a percentage on the chances of a fairy happening to be on each of the hijacked flights. And we will see how alternate history plays out from there.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I'd rather not.
Lovely.
I'd rather not do this because that seems a bit disrespectful.
It's happened, so you can't dissipate something that's already happened, and they have paid quite a marvelous tribute to them. I must admit.
but it's an alternative universe at this point. You
Yes.
could not have it.
Exactly, this could be the
I
event where
could
it didn't
not,
happen.
but as of right now, there's no events that have happened that would have changed the inciting incident of it.
This, on the other hand, with the spread of fairies actually appearing everywhere.
That's the problem. Like, I've been tracking how history is altered from our timeline, based on this world, and unfortunately, there's nothing that would have occurred that would have dissuaded the hijack attempt to begin with. Not yet.
Right.
If all of a sudden there was big telegraph news of us kicking the shit out of God, that would probably be like, what? forget the Americans. Go for those guys.
Again, there would have been two potential ways that it couldn't have happened, but that would have required certain events to have played out differently. Mostly to the negative side, actually.
Oh.
Yeesh.
Because if, for example, the US was actively suppressing fairy populations everywhere, and it was in more or less open warfare with some of its own citizens, then, you know, there might have been less cause for these Muslim countries to be making a terrorist attack on the US, or it might have been less feasible for them to do so.
Yeah, because security would have been much, much higher.
Mm-hmm. So again, I have considered a lot of things leading up to this point. So please do not infer that I'm being disrespectful to the victims in this. This is an event in history that happened, and by the scenario that has played out, it still has to, in some form or fashion, attempt to happen.
History does not like to be altered.
So here we go.
History is Gul'dan. I will not be denied.
Okay, so there were 4 flights.
Until the bill comes in, you have to go back and...
You know, this was being a fun stream up until now.
Yeah.
Well, again, this had to happen.
Okay, I'll be shits and giggles.
Okay, so... My dice have spoken.
On the plus side, the fairies were air marshals,
alright.
didn't need parachutes.
The
Alright,
future
what did they say?
refused to change.
Oh.
Oh, event happened.
Okay, okay, but don't worry, guys. I see a parachute. They're okay.
That was just in poor taste.
Okay, that was in poor taste.
That was poor
it's
taste.
it's
No,
a
that's poor
callback
taste.
You did this joke already. It's a callback to that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that
I'm
was-
going to obviously less focus on the aftermath of it, given this scenario.
Well, I'm
because
just
We
gonna.
don't have-
Well,
you're
just,
fairly
just be-
distant from it, but I'm sure that all the cast will go into their own level of mourning.
Well,
Yeah.
I definitely know Chloe would definitely send her condolences to all the victims, and just to keep relations with the people, and all that.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that's what's mostly going to dominate this week, just because of the nature of said event.
Oh.
So we will fast forward to September the 14th, the week of September the 14th.
Following week.
Okay, so
Look, Ross,
yes.
I still think we could have just... I know what you're going for, but, the good thing about alternative worlds is that you don't really have to follow the same logic as World A. If you don't want something to happen, you can just not make it happen.
Yes, I am
And
aware that I could,
besides-
but I'm trying to
Besides,
yes.
we already have this world's equivalent of 9/11 with fluffy bottoms.
Okay, yes,
Like I said,
you
this
have
is kind of redundant.
You have said that, but this is again a major milestone in world history. I can't just ignore it. Like, unfortunately, it's not just an American milestone, it is a world history milestone, unfortunately. It would be like, I ignored Pearl Harbor completely.
I wish Michael Bay did.
We all wish
Yes.
Michael Bay did, and his ideas of romance.
Okay, but here's the thing: the reason why it was a world, the reason why it was an important event for the world is because America whether we like it or whether we not American people like it or not, is a country that influences the whole planet.
Mm-hmm.
And when America influences the whole planet, that usually means that we have to suffer for whenever you do something stupid, like all the things in the Middle East or in Africa and all,
we understand.
and all of that. So it is important, but for all the possible worst reasons, not only the most obvious ones.
Yes, but
it's not just a tragedy. It's not just a tragedy for a country specifically. It is a major problem for everyone living in this planet, because it happened in America. If it happened in some little country in the Middle East, nobody would have cared.
I'm aware. And again, I'm not trying to downplay it in any way. It's one of those things that, however, it's important for knowing how events would unfold coming forward. Because I basically had two ways that things could have played out depending on how this event happened and the relationship with the U.S. government. Because now you're going to have a U.S. government that more or less follows the same type of path that it does in actual reality.
Not happy with foreign affairs.
So, versus something that could have been wildly different.
Well, I say the fairies had stopped it, they'd been well enough on our side.
You know, this is not why I signed up to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. So, we are going to move beyond this. So, the event is done. Everything is crunched for the sake of the scenario.
Yep.
So, we will move on to the week of the 14th.
Right
now,
then.
So, Cindy is settling back into a position as the primary doer of stuff in the Church of Titania.
Yes, the coveted primary doer of stuff position.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very important position.
Cindy looks over the papers and goes like, "Which one of you got 8% off?"
What the hell was the 8% off deal? Christ! Couldn't you have got this for everything?
Beatles, Bluesec, Dinosec.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other powers in the church have finished the device to allow you to.
Device.
Yes, they have been working on a device to allow you to kind of counteract the
Random nature.
the random nature of the Cathedral of Chaos.
At least with a bit more effort, a bit more ease.
Hear that, Chloe? You can get to the library much more easier.
Don't tempt her.
Okay, so basically how this device works is you can use it to guarantee that you go to a floor that you have not been to yet. This makes filling out the rest of the tower actually possible. Or
I'm sorry, but does the device have a physical form, or is it just an abstract concept?
It does have a physical form.
How does it look? How does it work? It's a device. How does it help you accomplishing all that?
We're about to find out. Will you let us finish?
Is it like the Dragon Radar? Is it like the Ghostbusters device? Or is it like a magical amulet or something?
Okay,
It's like a giant lever.
Of course, being from the fairies, it's a magical device. It's again shaped more like an amulet or stone, although definitely very different from anything that you've seen before. And by using it and channeling your inner power, you can use it to navigate to a floor that, to subconsciously navigate to a floor that you have not been to, counteracting the chaotic nature of the place.
Question.
Hey.
Yes.
Is the device in my inventory now?
Yes, every one of the main characters get one.
Hey, freebies.
Oh. I imagine the device is like a small little orb that you just press and it just encompasses you in a little bubble, and then you just think of the room and pop, you just pop out of existence into the room you want to be in.
I like to think of the device when I use it. It creates a door. I just walk through.
Screw that noise. It's the sonic screwdriver. You pointed at things like a magic wand. Done. You solve the plot.
Maybe the device could take the form of whatever we believe it to be.
Yep.
And of course, you can always challenge the boss room at any time.
That was locked out anyway. We could just do it anyway.
Yeah, we could go anchored. That was anchored anyway.
Yeah,
but...
it is an anchor room. So again, I am also wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You can challenge the boss at any time.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Well, yeah,
It's-
but
That's debatable.
It seems to me that Ross really wants us to challenge that boss. But no, we're going to be like every player of every JRPG ever, and just spend hours upon hours in grinding and doing side missions before proceeding with the plot.
I mean, you can do that, but it's just a matter that you have another player waiting to get back in on this.
I know, but
You gave us wrestling. You gave us Aki.
also the fact that it would be kind of bad on our part if we decide, oh, let's go challenge the boss just so that Marty can get back in the game, and suddenly we die, and then that means we cannot bring him back into the game.
Oh dear, we lost
Yeah,
the main guy.
yeah. It's essentially we go fight Lavos too early,
You're not fighting Lavos too early.
but the future refused to change.
Oh.